Says I'm live. Then why don't I do something about it? I am. Try this again. How about that? Man, I left off the last video with some very interesting things, but I want to add this to it. Something that they said on the show about being flashed. Some guys in the locker room, she said, like to flash her and all of that. And that's a small number of people who are flashing you. You know, we've seen people in sports games run across the field naked. What do you call those, flashers or whatever? And in games and all of that. So that's a small number of people that they're using to try to make it look like an overly sexual moment. That these guys are really out of control, and you know, and we've heard people in politics how they treat women, much more aggressive than that. Who are supposed to be mature men. We've heard about politicians. President POTUS, how he treats women. So that flashing incident, again, another way for them to make this a calamity because it's a person of color. When the person of color did not cause the friction. Okay? Now, the resonance, which is carbon and carbon spinning, people of color, and rising to the top, which we are doing, dealing with these issues that these people are setting up, taking angles, using angles, like not saying it mean-spirited, but it must be recognized because it's causing too many problems. Okay, dysfunction in that, based on that, truly based on that. So let me get into this. Al Davis, I talked about that earlier. I didn't add this to it. For 11 years, there were no fathers in the locker room. I like that number 11. That's 2. Let's keep the ball rolling again, brother. That's pace right there. You see, that's light speed. That's going out in space, getting the answer. That's pressure that we're under right now, which we have to use everything. So the universe knew that these people were going to be trying to do this, trying to make this thing happen. And so the universe set it up for each individual to be able to see what's going on, how it is functioning, and to bring up the historical reverence of it in a beautiful way, in a meaningful way, in a way that uplifts everybody involved, the people that are getting paid, even the people who are doing the mere reporting of the story are beginning to think that they are more important than the sport itself. How ridiculous do they sound when they try to force someone to give them an answer? Just like they were saying about the auto industry was too big to fail. You see how the culture, language, and the usage of themselves are targeted toward people of color. In that incident, there was an issue. Totally in that issue. So we got that as well. And that hasn't stopped either. So that's another issue as well that I left out. So here's someone whose your job is to report, not to question a business person's business ethics. See, your ethics are now questions. Just as I forgot the exact reporter's name. It's Mike Wallace or Dan Rather, and it's this. The issue was new reporters first, U.S. citizens second. And the story that the military people, a round table function that this black man, Charles Ogletree, did with leaders of the world, and have that posted on Facebook as well. And these reporters, big time reporters, were there. And they asked him, would you report the story to your fellow soldiers who are watching these Sandinista whoever fighters, they asked these reporters, would they give the story, would they keep quiet and let the killing take place so they can get the story? These news reporters said they would let the story take place. How cold-blooded is that? You see, instead of warning the people of the impending danger coming, they feel as if their job is more important than a human life. This is in that culture. This is very well known. And this has the black man narrating that, giving them answers to things that they should know about, humans should know about, but they don't use them. You see, so it takes a light being to come through warp speed to bring that to fruition, because he had to give it to him. What would you do? Because he asked the general, what would you do? The general said he would leave their ass there and fend for themselves if you're going to take the story and do all of that. You see? So they had to question each other, what they do and all that. You see how they don't have it being used on a regular basis, so they'll know what they're doing is incorrect. So that's where we come in at, on that story. You see how beautiful and life-giving that is, and how destructive it could possibly be, not just to people of color, but to everyone? Yeah. Ethics in America, that's what it was called, the Round Table. And Brother Charles Ogletree, he was talking about reparations with these people, the Jewish people who've got reparations already. So we're going to keep that going. You see, full capacity brain function is happening here. Okay? So I'm using that energy to allow it to help everyone involved and to not falsify behavior based on their records of destructive attitude and all of that. So, okay, we go from that. And then we go to Any Given Sunday, a movie they made that they showed the little white woman that owned the team, or she ran a team for her daddy, went right into the locker room. And they showed naked men on the movie, on the screen, football players with their penises and chests and all that hanging out in a movie, Any Given Sunday. And she walked in there like it wasn't done. She didn't bother her or nothing. I mean, there were people flashing, but she knew who she was. So this reporter here, again, you see how that plays into that? All at the same time. Now, and in with Al Davis being a Jewish owner and the kosher diet that they have, you see on that show, the cowherd shirt, that big guy, I can't think of his name for some reason. Well, let me come up with the name. But you see, there again, see, they have a kosher diet. They're not overweight like you are, brother. And this is not an attack. This is an attachment to the divine, to the very people that you work with who are not giving you the sustenance that you truly need. Only words to try to attack your own people. And that's fine. And that's what we have to do sometimes, is to allow these things to happen, go on so we can make that change. Now, right now, and since that taping of the show Naked and Afraid is on, where they show naked people for 21 days, walking around all day naked. So now all of a sudden in the sports locker room, where you know that's where naked people go, you have to ignore the naked bodies, because people shower every day, all day around each other. You're going to see that. So it's automatically for you to ignore that, to shut that off, regardless if they're going to try to flash you. If you know they're going in, you know. So you are supposed to be able to build a resistance to that at that very time, to be resilient to that. You see how that goes? Resistance, to be resilient to that fact. But no, they did not do that. They did not want to do that. What did they do? They wanted to lead an attack against the very people that is paying them, that's allowing these stories that they get, the emotional rescues that they're using to happen. Okay? Now, you see how those things happen? And I use that Ashy Skin incident. I went bioluminescent on y'all, played the rock and roll music, Ashy Skin, all of that, and the cold-bloodedness, which the firefly uses, the lightning bug uses, oxygen is chilled, which means his blood is chilled. So when he lights up, doesn't get too hot, stays cooler heads prevail. There you have that. All right? So we have to look after our children, because these people don't seem to know how to, want to. It is a negative thing, but it's a positive thing that we recognize and be able to use it. So again, the black man came in to look after his son who was under attack, to raise him properly. In the system, the same so-called white Jews, to make them money, and these news reporters tried to attack the very thing that's needed to get the report. The locker rooms, the gyms, and the stores and all. The very thing, even brought up the White House, how important it is. And yet, they try to downgrade it based on the small number of people in that behavior, in that world in which they do, okay? See, all these factors are right rolled up in that ball, okay? In dealing with that issue, again, 11 years in that locker room, there was not a father figure. Marcus Allen, father, recognized it, another black man recognizing the issues that are going on in his black family, because he raised his family to recognize, have viewed panoramic behavior, and yet these other people who run the teams, who do the reporting, don't seem to want to recognize that. They want to take the information, take their position in life as if they're better than the next person, because that's what their culture has taught them. And we've seen the culture, what it is teaching them, what it is taught to society. All right, to make the black athlete lame in a full capacity brain function, and yet get the full capacity functioning money, proceeds, media outlets, social rules change, attack behavior, mindset, all these things, and yet the concussions are looked at as a hidden agenda. Again, these hidden factors, these invisible things that, no, I wasn't there. That's what they've done. That's what I wanted to use in the beginning, but I did not use those terms. And I can use it now. It wasn't me, Shaggy. That's what they always do. They say they were not there, but you are there. And we have to allow you to be there. And the invisibility cloak, it's not helping anymore. It's gone. So we see things in a beautiful way, in a way that is supposed to be seen, given to us under all this pressure from the attacks from all sides, which I've experienced, which we've experienced. And now we're able to help one another based on the admission and the allowing us to speak openly, publicly on those sports shows now, to express ourselves, to give our poignant views on what they've been saying, and not having anyone to do that, give them opposing opposition things. So you see how beautiful the attack has been, in which allows us to attach to the divine. So here we are. And that's what that story is. That's what that blast, the implosion from that show has been doing. They have been doing all those things on all these shows for all these years. So now, the opposing factor, which is just as strong, you see they've had to change the whole format of how they do those shows now. The whole format has to be changed now. Completely based on the introduction of others, of the people who have maintained the sport, who can now express themselves intellectually in that sport with the concussions, if you can say that. So everything has its beauty, everything has its intellect, and so this is what I'm bringing forth. This is what I'm using to help us all. Peace.